Hi, this video is about the new SolidPod Slim from NKI. I'll show you a comparison with the CCTECH Fast Card Adapter, and to summarize, I've had issues with the CCTECH card adapter. In fact the cable broke, and I ordered the new SolidPod Slim with a 2TB SSD, which I used to record 4 hours and 43 minutes of raw footage with my Canon C200 as a test. In the following weeks I will probably replace my CCTECH adapters with the SolidPod Slim, as I prefer to work with a reliable product and in case things go wrong, have access to a customer service. As I mentioned in the video I published last year, Cfast cards are relatively expensive and do not offer much storage space. So if you want to save money and you're looking for large storage, you should definitely consider a Cfast card adapter system. A Cfast card adapter system is made of a dummy Cfast card connected to an mSATA SSD mount. In the previous video I recommended a CCTECH Fast Card Adapter as the best solution in terms of device size and cost. However, something bad happened and this is why I decided to publish this video. So what happened is that 2 weeks ago I was recording a podcast here in my studio using two Canon C200 cameras. And I was recording everything in RAW on the CCTECH Cfast card adapters with the 1TB SSD. This gave me a bit more than 2 hours recording time. After 2 hours recording we took a break so that we could mount the two new CCTECH Fast Card adapters on the Canon cameras. So I must say that I'm not a big fan of opening up the card adapter and replacing it with the SSD. And the reason is that SSDs are safer inside the adapter. In fact, when you handle an SSD you could damage it with an electrostatic discharge. And obviously you don't want to go around carrying an anti-ESD wrist strap while filming. That's why I would rather prefer to just insert another Cfast card adapter with an empty SSD. So I removed the full CCTECH adapters and I placed the empty ones, but when we were ready to restart, one of the cameras wouldn't record. So we had to interrupt the podcast. And it turned out that the CCTECH adapter was faulty and the SSD was fine. And therefore I imagine that what happens that the cable broke, basically this cable broke due to the probably the stress here in this part where you close the C200 window. So I immediately contacted the CCTECH card seller on eBay and they didn't even bother to reply. So I asked myself, shall I buy a new CCTECH adapters for £90 and risk again that this thing breaks due to a bad cable? Or maybe shall I look for another solution? I mean, if what you're filming is critical and the adapter breaks, obviously you lose money. Is that worth? Probably not, I don't know. So I thought, why not getting a Cfast card adapter with 2 TB instead of 1? Is that possible? Has that been tested? So what I did was that I contacted NKI, which is the manufacturer of the SolidPod card adapter, and I told them what happened. And I asked if they had tested any of their products with a 2 TB SSD. So they told me that they have a new Cfast card adapter and that I could order one with a 2 TB SSD already mounted on the new device. So the new adapter is called the SolidPod Slim and I think it's way better than the original SolidPod. It costs about £160. It does not include a 2 TB SSD. If you want to install the 2 TB, you can read the instructions in their website. So essentially you need to open up a Samsung T5 and remove the mSATA SSD. A T5 costs about £300 and alternatively you can also ask NKI if they can do that for you, so that you can save some time. So shipping was fast in spite of the current situation. I received the parcel in a week from the day I placed the order. This is what comes with the box. So there are multiple adapters included in the box that you can use to mount the SolidPod in many different configurations. The advantage of the NATO clamp module and the NATO rail is that it provides the most stable solution, meaning that you don't risk the SolidPod rotates or moves while filming. Other options include the standard 1/4 inch mounts. I tested the SolidPod Slim with my C200 this morning. I filmed 4 hours and 43 minutes of beautiful British clouds, which are available in the link below. Obviously I didn't get the SolidPod Slim with 2TB SSD to just film clouds. I mean, I got it to film long interviews and podcasts. So now I'm gonna give you some ideas of why I think it's a good idea to substitute your CCTECH adapters or maybe your standard Cfast cards with the SolidPod Slim. The most important reason is the cable strength. The SolidPod Slim cable is thick and I doubt it will break. The other reason is the customer support service. You get that with NKI, you don't get that with the CCTECH. The NKI guys told me that in the unlikely event that the SolidPod Slim malfunctions, they will send a replacement. Another reason is that if you wish to swap the SSD from the enclosure, with the CCTECH you will need a screwdriver and it takes some time. There are little screws, maybe you lose them, and so on, but the SolidPod Slim has a quick release system which is much faster. Now in terms of design, if you want your rig to look more professional, whatever that means, just get a SolidPod. It looks better. I personally don't care, but definitely the design looks better than the CCTECH. Another reason is the NATO rail mount, which is great, and overall it takes less space than the CCTECH. In terms of size and weight, the adapters are similar. The weight is kind of irrelevant because both weight less than 100 grams. So in conclusion, if you care about reliability and customer service, just get a SolidPod Slim and get rid of the CCTECH. I hope this helped and thanks for watching.